good evening, everybody. And,
Hello, hello.
and as you all know, I am the, well, rather naughty Alexis Flame, and I am joined by my fabulous co hostess, the,
Nice, Toni Homeperm.
oh, she's ever so nice.
With her very shimmery 70s lip.
Oh, yes, you're giving me very Angie Dickinson. No, actually, no, you're
Oh,
not. You comb your hair. So, anyway.
I loved Angie Dickinson, policewoman.
I'm giving you Angie Dickinson meets Phyllis Diller right now. It's fabulous, but it works for me. But so Tony, how have you been, dear?
Oh, so good. I mean, I mean, I don't know if we're going to discuss it up front or we're going to wait till the end, but I mean, we have so many exciting projects happening. It's
Yes, we do,
exciting.
don't we?
Yes, we do.
Well, you know, gals got to keep busy.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, I can't spend all my time inviting unsuspecting young men to dinner.
No, not all the time. Oh, Tracy says, "Hey, Tracy."
Hi, sweetie. But you know, it does come in handy for keeping a gal looking well, fresh.
Yes, yes. Alexis, do you ever get that not so fresh feeling?
No, no. Nice try.
I thought I might make you a salad with, just a little vinegar and water.
Yeah, and you know where you can put the salad, dear.
It's so nice to have it on a summer's eve.
Sideways, no less. I really wonder about you sometimes, dear.
I wonder about me too.
Lately, your elevator has not quite reached the top floor.
No, no. Oh, Tracy says, "Hey, glad to see you again. Love these little episodes. We love them too. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh, we have such a good time with them. We really do.
We really do."
You know, there are, and it's funny because you always warn them when I give out dinner invitations.
I warn them, but they never listen. They
But
never
then it,
listen.
but then it dawns on me. I like to have a man for breakfast each day. I'm very social and I like it that way.
Oh, Tracy's having
Anyway.
a salad.
Too easy.
So
You
healthy.
walked into it, girl.
I know.
So anyway.
Uh,
No, but seriously, because it's a week, we have a week, but actually 2 weeks between episodes.
right.
And I'm going to be, and for anyone who's interested, I'm going to be posting later that if anybody, is a drag personality or any type of entertainer, or you have a small business, local or online, that you'd like to promote, or if you're just a lot of fun and would like to come on and kiki with the girls, I'll be making a post that you contact me. I do have dates open. And this year we're going to do something different. I mean, we're always going to have guests, but every now and then it'll either to be just us doing the girlfriend thing, or we might feature some inanimate object of some sort, but not my ex-husband. Not that inanimate.
Oh, Lester Blum says, "Stop by to
Hi,
say hi. I love
Lester.
you
How
too."
are you?
Thank you, Lester. We love you
I
too.
miss you. You and Rio said his husband must come out to dinner. Tony, don't even.
No, well, it won't be a trap for them.
No, they're my children. But no, but I mean, there's been so much going on everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been events, there's been scandals, there's been drama. I mean, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, you know what? The popcorn doesn't even taste good anymore.
Really takes
I mean,
it takes a lot to get that popcorn down these days.
oh, honey. Yeah. I'm gonna say never mind. Never mind Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. I'm just gonna start drinking gasoline at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with getting the popcorn down. It's just to stomach all the bullshit that's. But
Oh, Kevin Walsh says, "Hi, ladies. Hi, Kevin."
Who says,
Kevin Walsh.
"Hi, honey"? He's handsome and he's a sweetheart. We love Kevin. And you know what? He's one of the few people I know, a very well spoken, well educated man, but he's very soft spoken.
Hmm.
He doesn't have to be the center of attention like so many others.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a good thing I don't cast a reflection on anyway.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, what have you done this past week, girlfriend girl?
Well, it was a lot of videos, and of course, we're trying to get the '80s show.
Yes.
It is going to happen, and we have a tentative date, which I'm not going to mention, but we do have a
Yeah.
date. We do have a
Actually, no,
date
you're
in
right.
mind.
You're right.
We do have a
Yep.
date in mind. I don't want, I just don't want to, I
What
don't want
I
to
will
jinx us. We have a date in mind, and
what I will divulge is that the weather should be
warmer.
pleasant and mild at this time.
Yes, not
But
not
not being too hot.
not too hot, not too
But
hot,
not too cold. Just
but
right.
just
The
right.
weather should be nice.
Nice, nice. Yes, yes, yes.
So I have that was uncalled for, Lester. It was
Shame on you,
also
Lester.
unfortunate.
Oh, and Kevin is blush. You made him blush.
Oh. No, but he really is a sweetheart. He really is.
And Tomcat says, "Hello, hookers." Well,
Oh, that bitch! Yeah, the one who says my voice really is that gravelly. Mhm.
Tomcat, I have your boobs in my studio. Don't
That
try me.
is,
Don't try me.
and that concludes this week's episode of Naughty
Welcome.
and
Thank you
Nice.
for joining us for the last
Tony,
episode.
Tony, that was not very nice.
And
Oh, and by the way,
Mrs.
the password is B. Arthur's Brazier.
The Arthur's Brazier.
Right now, she's plotting both of our deaths.
Yes, she can't plot mine. I have all her drag here in the studio. She
I
has
mean,
to be
well,
nice
she
to
can
me.
plot mine, but I'll only be right back.
I know.
That's what it's gonna say on my tombstone. Don't touch my shit. I'll be right back.
And her brazier was in that bag.
Taxi.
Oh,
Done.
oh,
That's done. Totally
my
done.
Lord. Oh my Lord.
Well, I don't know how I do it at my age, but I just keep having children.
I know.
Although Calvin Cox is still and will always be the baby.
The baby.
He is the baby.
He's the baby.
But no, this one, well, I adopted her. She's a newly minted drag daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also somewhat of a discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I met her one evening in Manhattan when I was co-judging Polish the Queen. Phil Chanel and Jay Klepp's event at Playhouse, which is hosted by not only Phil Chanel but the fabulous Fifi Dubois. And I feel like a total clod, honey. What's the Erica Clash?
Erica Clash, yes.
Erica Clash is, well, I don't mind saying it, kind of bizarre, but a hell of an entertainer.
And that's all that counts.
Hello.
That's all that counts.
You gotta love the gals that can bring the noise.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You gotta love the gals that can bring the noise.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Erica Clash is fun though because she don't care, and I so admire that in a fellow performer.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, no, this young lady, she's very special, despite the culture that she, I don't know if portrays or follows. I don't know if either one of those words would be applicable.
Mm-hmm.
But she's actually Puerto Rican.
Oh, Barriqua.
But her act is rather, how shall we say, Middle Eastern. And I don't recall the last time I've seen such a thing, or if I've seen it, But Diamante Habibi is a drag queen belly dancer
Mm-hmm.
and fabulous at that. So, without any further ado, Diamante, why don't you join us, dear? Oh, she's got big boobies too.
Hello.
Mine
Hi, how
though.
are you?
Hey, Diamante, just tilt your hat back a little bit more. Your face is being covered. There we go. We want to see your beautiful face too.
No, we don't. So
Well,
what
I
I
know you. I know
what
you
did I
don't.
tell you about having younger and prettier gals than us on the show?
You're the one who made the rule, and you keep
That's
breaking
totally off the point.
it. Diamante, I'm going to pray that you make
However,
it out
she's
of the
still
crypt of Alexis'
very pretty.
flame safely. I'm
Oh,
praying for you,
yes.
girl.
Well, that's
Fortunately, I don't have to worry when I go over there because I'm too old for her to suck any vitality out.
Oh, no.
ain't that the truth. I'm
So,
like,
Diamante, I see you're everywhere in the city now. You're doing
Yes.
fabulous.
Thank you. It's been a hell of a journey because I actually started doing drag 2 weeks before COVID hit.
Wow.
So it was really interesting because I was doing very well, and then because of the pandemic, I it was very hard to be able to network and to get gigs virtually because I didn't really have any connections.
Sure.
So I ended up getting a few of my Polish sisters pre-COVID, and we ended up making shows together. My drag twin, Tanya Face, she was one of the one of
nice
the
name.
ones that was performing with me virtually. So,
Hmm.
but after that, we opened up and we started doing hosting gigs together in Brooklyn, and then I went back into Polish the Queen to compete, and I met
Hmm.
the beautiful.
You're very kind.
And you won one of the weeks, right?
Yes,
Yes, I
she
did.
did.
She did.
She did
Fabulous.
actually. She was. Yeah, she did win. She really did. I was
And,
actually though.
yes, go ahead.
I rented a filth for her outfit, but come on, I can't be totally nice. I mean,
Listen,
I gotta be a cunt at some point.
if
But
Alexis doesn't like you, she won't say anything. She will just let you go out looking ratchet. If she likes you,
Exactly.
if she likes you, she's gonna tell you if something looks wrong because she don't want you to look ratchet.
oh, this poor kid has gotten a not so cheerful earful since she walked in the door. However, though, but the thing is, she's like another she's like another young lady that I met not too terribly long ago
Hmm.
who also took constructive criticism very well when I told her she needed to step her pussy up.
And so the interesting thing is that like before actually doing drag, I'm actually a professional dancer, and I was trained with some Alvin Ailey alumni. So
Wow,
so they
That's impressive,
that's very impressive.
but the thing is, if she trains with anyone who's ever worked directly under Alvin Ailey, then whatever I've got to say to her, she can take it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Was
honey,
wasn't Madonna like she was like a sort of a backup dancer for Alvin Ailey?
she was. I forgot how, but yes, Madonna was indeed affiliated
Like not
with
a not a
one of the
featured or
very
anything,
few
but
white people.
yeah,
One of the very few white dancers to be affiliated with that troupe.
right.
But yeah, on some level, I forgot just to what extent. But oh yes, Madonna was associated with Alvin Ailey,
yeah.
Hmm.
and anyone who's ever been associated, trust me, that if you fucked up, you did. There was not a shadow of a doubt in your mind about it.
Oh,
Yep.
I can't imagine.
But the thing is, she is a professional because she wants to hear it. She wants to improve her illusion. We even did a little zhuzh this evening before coming on camera.
Oh, there you
But
go.
but you know, she's not only, but she is very pretty.
Hmm.
That's why I made her wear the hat. I'm not going to be
Not,
upstage.
not for your sake, Diamante, for hers.
Yeah, and what am I going to deny it? Besides,
Diamante, there's a reason why she's under the naughty. the
I
normal
see.
crowd.
We talk about this like every other episode. But when we came up with the concept and all that, and she made the first flyer and all that, I said, Tony, not for nothing. How come my name and my image is under the word naughty? You know what this bitch said to me?
What she said?
Where the hell else would it go?
Oh my.
And the sad part is, I have nothing. I had nothing.
She had nothing.
I had nothing. Like,
Uh,
okay then. So the show must go on.
Yes.
yeah.
I have to say that I've learned so much just today.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so this is just a beautiful it's a beautiful opportunity because
She watched me put my face on and I still managed to be on time.
yeah.
Who knew?
Impressive. Well,
They
you
don't
know,
call me the
Diamante.
late just because I'm undead.
You know, Diamante. Alexis comes from the old school of female impersonation. When she started, they weren't called. What she did was not called doing drag. She was
We were female impersonators.
female impersonators, and you know, I've really taken to that as far as my
Really.
drag too. You know,
The hair,
sometimes I do get a little crazy, but
it's okay to get crazy. It's okay to have fun. Because Tony, just like what I told you, Tony, what was the first lesson I taught you? When you go out on stage, I mean, not that you want to disregard your audience, you can't do that. But when you go out on stage, you have got to have fun
Yeah.
on stage. Because if you're not having fun
most
on
important
stage,
thing,
no one's going to have fun watching you on stage.
yes, and whatever happens, the wig falls off, wardrobe malfunction. Make it seem like it's part of the act because the audience don't
Yeah.
know anyway.
You know, that happened to me once at Stars.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing, and instead of like an upside down umbrella like hers was, I tried to replicate the red gown from Diana Ross's chain reaction video
Mm.
with a train.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even want to tell you how many yards of tulle went into that ruffle. But while I was on the stage, I stepped in the train,
Oh no.
which I never do. I stepped in the train and proceeded to bust my ass.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I just went ass over tea kettle. There I am, laying on the stage at Stars, but I'm perched.
Oh Lord.
Didn't miss a beat of my lip sync.
Uh-huh.
And then I just basically spun around on my hip, shredded the ruffle off the train, popped up and carried on like it was part of like, and then like, that was so fabulous what you did. I'm like, what? Bust my ass?
Oh, Colby Cole put it perfectly. A train reaction.
Thank you. More like a train wreck. But oh yeah, I mean, I was mortified. But what was I gonna do?
Yeah, you just
I kept going.
Yeah, I had an incident at Stonewall in my first competition at Palace of Queen. I was wearing a tentacle skirt that got connected to the ropes that like the red velvet ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Took everything with me to the stage. I don't even know how I was able to stand
Well,
because
what kind of tentacles are you doing, Ursula?
it was like it's like a belly dancing long tassel skirt.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And as I was spinning, it was wrapping around the ropes.
Oh,
So when I was walking to the stage, I dragged everything with me, and there was like
oh my
3 people who were helping me detach
God.
it, and I kept on lip syncing, which was the great part. But
yeah, you have to.
You just
it
gotta
was
keep going.
definitely a moment for
You
sure.
gotta keep going.
But
Oh,
the
Mike
thing is-
Adamo loves your necklace, Alexis.
well, thank you. And actually, no, this particular one was from my tenure with Raining Rhinestones. I did not make this one. However,
I think this is Raining Rhinestones too.
yes. However, last night, excuse me. Oh dear.
We'll just vamp.
Last night, I felt creative
Uh-huh.
and I made a brooch. And
Yes,
as a little
beautiful.
dangle, Crystal
Beautiful.
Fire by Alexis Flame. It is my, and here's the back.
Hmm.
It's the stones are Montana blue pears, and it's trimmed in clear crystal chatons.
Remind me of a peacock. I guess because of the blue,
Yeah.
Oh,
like a
actually,
like a
what is it?
peacock's tail.
Oh yeah, actually,
When the feathers fur out.
well, you know what? When I first made it, it was just this, but then
Hmm.
I'm thinking, larger than life is just the right size.
Hey,
So I
lady. Hey, LaBelle. Hey, LaBelle.
hi, LaBelle, and I'm thinking it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's a bit big, but it's not so big that it's overbearing.
true.
And as we speak, I can replicate this in fuchsia, in red, in emerald, and in clear. And I think there's one other color. I'm not sure. No, that's what I have at the moment.
It's
Okay,
But
beautiful.
it is. I think it's
beautiful.
pretty. It just came. I was just sitting at my desk, and I had a couple of pieces on the desk, and I started pushing them around with my nails. And I'm like, oh, oh. Next thing I know, I had the torch in one hand, the solder in the other, and here's the result.
Beautiful.
Crystal Fire by
Crystal
Alexis.
fire. I have quite a few pieces in my collection.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be more.
Now, Diamante, I want to ask you, especially since LaBelle has been commenting, and she's known on Long Island for being a fabulous dancer. You
She
are
is.
you're a and you are a professionally trained dancer.
Hmm.
I see some girls, dancing, and they're not professionals, and not that they're not good or anything, but I see some of these girls doing, death drops and things, and it seems like they're not really careful. I worry. I wonder, because if you do that and you get hurt and you injure yourself, I mean, you can really mess yourself up good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I mean, I've
Yes,
known a
it
few
does.
girls that have gotten hurt, broken, bones and things, and like,
Tony, how many times? Because I've been a dance for years too. I'm an instructor. Well, I retired instructor. Tony, how many times have you heard me tell the girls, or even say over the waves you do the show? I mean, there was a time when I could do a backflip into a split. I used to be able to kick higher than the Rockettes, but it was at a pivotal moment in the number. I didn't build my whole act on it.
right,
It's like they're not doing drag; they're doing
gymnastics,
poor man's circus for the stars. Thank you, gymnastics.
gymnastics.
They're not female impersonators. They're acrobats and
Welcome
orangutans.
to the stage, Nadia Comaneci.
Pretty much. And she nailed the dismount.
Yes.
But the thing is, but what they do, to do it in at the pivotal point of a number,
Very true. Very
one
true.
thing, and it'll get asses standing up and clapping. But to just do it repeatedly,
Yeah.
you not only turn what could be something climactic into something mundane and boring, but you're also really doing some serious damage to your bodies.
Right.
Now,
Right.
like say LaBelle, I live for LaBelle. LaBelle is capable of flying off the bar and landing in a coup de slam,
Yeah.
but she does so much more than that.
Yeah.
She does not build her entire act on being able to do splits.
Right.
These other bitches, jet drop, jet drop, jet drop, split, and don't even get me started on the lacking lip sync. Don't do that.
That's the
One
other
of
thing.
the biggest concerns about, especially now, is it more so happens. Well, there's some people that aren't baby queens that still do dips wrong, but it with baby queens, we get so
Well, excuse me,
excited.
excuse me. Define, because I'm a lot older than Tony,
Mhm.
but we're older ladies. Define this baby queen
A
stuff.
baby queen is basically a person who's in the process of getting polished, or it's within the first year to the fifth year of them doing drag. So they try their best to.
Oh, somebody who's still going pineapple, pineapple, watermelon, motherfucker, pineapple. Gosh.
Uh,
So
I,
with
I know a few queens that have been doing that for decades.
I cannot.
Don't Tony, Tony, you really want to see me go there, don't See, Tony,
Maybe.
see, Tony doesn't want anyone to know that in reality she's a bitch. She
It's
said
not
that,
true, Diamante. It's not true.
she
I
said that you'd
swear.
never believe me.
I swear.
However, she won't do it out loud in public. But Tony has such subtle ways of saying Beetlejuice 3 times.
I don't know what she's talking about, Diamante. I'm
Oh,
just a
I can see it
modest,
now
young
too. I
housewife.
can see it now too as they drag me away in a straitjacket. But you don't understand. She really is a bitch. And she's sitting there
I'll
dabbing.
be dabbing. I don't know. I don't know how she can say these things about me.
And then a moment later, I come back using the straitjacket to dab blood off my thanking her for the snack.
Uh, uh,
Uh huh. But
uh,
no, but not Tony Homeperm
no,
because
not
she's
me.
so.
Now, I want to ask you about something.
Yes.
There was quite a. There's been a little bit of a scandal in New York
Another
City.
one. Which one?
Another one on the drag scene. I'm not going to name names, but there was a, a, a contest, a drag contest. I think it was primarily geared for baby queens. And I don't think you heard about this, Alexis. The prize money was taken from the collected tips.
Oh, I heard all about that. But see, that to me, that's just booty. I mean, the girls, whether it's a competition or not, the girls are performing. See, me back because I've been everything from busboy to banquet manager. I don't like the idea of pooling tips because, like, when I was a server, I made sure people's dining experience was pleasant. I checked to see. I would come back and see if everything was okay. They needed anything, and say I got a $50 tip, and I should have to split it with the bitch who didn't even get a $5 tip because she acted
Right.
like the customers were bothering her. No, I don't think so.
And
Mm.
another thing is that
But wait, I'm not.
mhm.
But it's bad enough. But but that is the policy of some places that if it's like an open thing, they pool the tips and split it evenly.
But
Although
this wasn't split evenly.
but that's just it. But you take everybody's tips and decide that the winner gets everybody's tips. Not only is that not fair, okay, because the gals performed, they got tipped, they should get their tips. Because also you have to understand, I mean, I'm fortunate, but some of those girls, I mean, they're young and they live in the city. It's all they can do to keep their head above water. Some of those girls need that tip money just to get home that evening.
True, true. And
Stop.
what's your feeling on it, Diamante?
I just well from what I know of the situation, the host is also a fairly new queen as well.
Yes.
So I think it's just lack of knowledge of trying to do something
I
different.
think it's more than
And
lack of knowledge. I think it's because she's new but managed to seat herself somewhere.
Mhm.
Because I've seen this, hopefully I'm wrong, but I've seen this so many times. They're basically a beginner themselves because they got seated per se before anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, they think it's all about them
Mm,
and that they can call all the shots.
mm.
And a couple of times when I've seen this happen, it was based on someone they knew or somebody that they're because they weren't even that great a performer, truth be known.
Mm.
I mean, but it's sad because I've noticed that a lot of young drag queens, oh, they feel at that point empowered.
Mhm.
I'm like, really? Then I tell you what, put your tips in with it for part of the prize money too.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see that happen.
See, now when I did back in October the new bar superstar contest,
Mhm.
the bar came up with the prize money, and the contestants,
Ideally, that's how it should
they
happen.
all they worked for their own tips. They whatever they made in tips they kept, and
That's how it should be.
and the winner and the first runner up, they got a prize from the bar. So I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like
Well,
that's
that's how it should be, because
I feel like
also
that's how it should be. Yeah.
because the bar is the one having the event.
Right.
Right.
If the bar doesn't want to give the prize money, then the bar shouldn't have the event.
Right.
Exactly.
Now,
And the
now that being
and the bar.
said, the girls participating in the contest, they did know. I mean, they weren't. You know, I don't believe anyone
Oh,
And
now
that's
wait a
and
minute. Now
blindsided.
that's something I wasn't made aware of.
Yeah.
The girls
They,
knew.
yes.
yeah, one of the things that I can say is like it's also what it's unfortunate that she wasn't educated enough to be able to build a contest that's like formidable enough, but
But
also
let me ask you this:
I
you
think
think she
it's really
cared?
I think it's even sadder that um these contestants were naive enough
Well,
to
wait a
not
minute.
just
Wait,
just stepping into it
naive?
with
No,
with a step
naive
forward.
doesn't. Naive translates into doesn't know any better.
Mhm.
But someone saying they knew that that's how the tips are going to be treated.
Yes. Yes. It
If
was.
that's how the tips are going to be treated, I'd have been at the bar cheering my girls on. I wouldn't have freaking entered.
Mm.
No,
So
because
yeah.
like I said, number one, okay, I think pooling chips is booty to begin with. It makes it fair for everybody. No, it doesn't. So it's some people, whether you're a waiter, whether you're, a paper boy, a drag queen, no matter what, if you work for tips, some people work harder to get that better tip than others. And it's not
Yes.
fair to make them share them. And it's definitely not fair to collect it all, to make the decision to collect it all and make it the prize money. I'd like to know if that performer also put in her tips toward
I
the
have
prize.
no idea.
I bet you she didn't.
I have no
And
idea.
I'd love to know who it is. I'll find
So,
out.
so Diamante, do you know anybody that was in one of those contests,
Yes,
or
I
you
do.
do? And what were the? Do you know what their feelings about it were?
They felt a little deceived, I guess.
Oh,
But wait a
And
minute. See, that doesn't make sense. How can you feel deceived if
well,
you're told up front that, oh, yeah, the tips will all be collected for the
well,
prize money
this
for the
this
winner?
person also was a first time ever in like drag.
But
So
the thing is, if you're entering the contest, you should know the rules.
yeah, but
That's that. There's no excuse for that. If you enter, if you don't know the rules, you should ask. You should know what you're doing.
I think what Diamante, correct me if I'm wrong, is saying that because this person was very new, they didn't know that that's really not the way it should
All right,
work.
my apologies. That does make sense. All right, I get that.
Yeah, like if
But
you're
still, what I want to
new to
know,
drag and you're told, oh, we're all, all the tips are being pulled and the prize money will come
you know,
out
I'd
of
like
that,
to find
and
out
you've
who the
never,
host.
never done a contest, and you thought, oh, that's the way it always is, when it's really not.
No, it never has. I would like to know who the host of this event was and invite her to be on the show.
I know who she is, and
Oh, I'm sure. If I don't already,
I was on Fire Island with her.
no.
yeah, and she
Yes.
also competed for Mrs. Rock Bar, I believe.
Oh, that could be,
Yeah.
could be.
But
Thank
sweet.
you, Roberto. Thank you, Roberto. He said my makeup looks fabulous.
Oh,
Oh,
honey.
and Gaylord calls us. He tuned in to see the hairdos. Always spectacular.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you,
Gaylord.
Gaylord.
Actually,
Thank
hopefully,
you,
hopefully this time next year, Gaylord will come up for a visit as my guest and be on the show
Yes,
with us.
that would be fabulous. I'd love to have him on.
I would have loved to have had him this year, but he's just moved, and I
Yeah,
think it would be too taxing for him.
yeah,
Because honey, everybody knows anytime you move, it's a bunch of stress.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But I'm such a big dude.
But what can I say? There's always drama in the drag community.
Yeah.
There's
Never,
always
never
drama in
fails.
the gay community. Not to mention the gossip, telephone, telegraph, telephone.
It's all the same.
Pretty much.
But I think that under the circumstances of the situation, I believe that it's a really good lesson for the drag herself. Um, it's a
We
learning
love you too,
lesson
Gaylord.
that you even though you have a seat in with a well-known family, you should always come back to your roots and remember like where you originally came from and not take advantage of those people
Yeah, but
because
also you should remember, and this is a lesson, not that they all follow, but this is a lesson every entertainer at least hears in passing. Be nice to who
Absolutely.
you meet on the way up, because you will eventually come back down and they will be there waiting for you like
Very
spiders.
true.
Yep.
Very true.
Oh, no, but seriously, okay? Because one day you might be riding high, and the next day you might not have a pot to piss in or a window to aim it at. But and at a time, and at either time, it's nice to have friends. When you're riding high, it's nice to have somebody and people to share it with. And when you're not doing so well, it's nice to know there's people who are going to look out for you.
Absolutely. And it's also picking the right people, because the truth is that, like, when you're riding high, everybody wants to be with you, right? But
Oh, of
when
course.
when you're low, you start seeing the people diminish and disappear. And the ones that stick around truly are the really ones that are authentically supporting you and not being
That's
opportunists.
why, as far
Very
as I'm
true.
concerned, I'm broken. Nobody wants me. Cuts down on a lot of aggravation. No, because what you just said, it is right, and it's sad. Because I mean, and it's even, and and you might think it's because you're popular. Yeah, but only to a small degree. Basically, what you're getting is the ass kissers vote. And as soon as somebody gets one more hand clap than you do, you're old news.
Mhm.
I've seen it done a million times. I've been a victim of it myself a million times.
Yes.
It's just the nature of the beast. That's
Hmm.
why, if you notice, as of late, I mean, I have friends, I have people, I've chosen family, people that I love and that love me. But for the most part, I play in my own little bubble. You know why? Because it's safe
Hmm. I
there.
like my bubble. I'm like Glinda, the good witch, in
The
her
good
little,
witch.
little bubble. I wonder how much that bubble got. Like
Yeah.
how many? What was the
She's
NBC?
Nelly, the nice witch.
Because I don't think that thing used
It didn't get as
gas.
many miles to the gallon as my broomstick, let me tell you.
No, yes, I know.
That's something Alexis say, you a good witch or a bad witch? I'm a sandwich. Bite me. I mean, do I look like I travel by bubble or by broomstick? I always get called out for being a broomstick jockey. No clue
Hmm.
why.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I even have blonde hair.
Well, it's white tonight.
Well, it's
I'm,
silver blonde.
I'm the blonde tonight.
I smell peroxide. Shut up.
Gallons,
This
gallons, gallons of it.
gallon.
Gallons, gallons of peroxide and got to be glued.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
Uh,
At around Halloween time, you smell a lot. In my room, you smell a lot of got to be glued and permanent markers.
very true.
I actually, yeah. Oh, you'd be surprised what I can do with a can of hairspray and a permanent marker to a wig. You were impressed, bitch.
Yes, I was.
I mean, you know what it is? Because I mean, it's just another art form. But Tony will swear that even though she might not have ever taken a magic marker to a wig, she has done enough that she'll back me up on this. Not until you have done drag do you really grasp the meaning of necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh my lord, absolutely. And in a pinch, you will use anything: duct tape, crazy glue, safety
In my in
pins.
my in my ditty bag, if I forget anything else, there is crazy glue, there is duct tape, and there is even a little stapler.
Very true. It
Oh, you
all
don't
comes
know?
in handy. It all comes in handy. So, Diamante, since you're fairly new to drag, but you've been doing a lot and been doing it quite successfully. Um,
Actually, she's coming up despite her.
yes,
You know what? I will use the
not
term
despite anything, she's just
experience,
coming up,
not so much
doing
for the fact
good.
that because she's beautiful, but for the fact the time frame.
Oh, with
She's
yes,
coming
what was going
in.
on as far as nightlife? Yeah,
She is
difficult.
coming up in leaps and bounds, not unlike somebody else that I know and love.
Oh my
No,
compliments.
how long would you guess Tony's been doing drag? And take a good look at
For a long time.
her. Is it 5 or 6 years?
5? I
Yeah,
think it's
No
5.
way.
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
it. That's
But
all.
here's the
But
thing,
I
though,
consider
too.
her on my level.
I was a drag husband back in like starting in like
Oh,
back in like
Oh, that's
'99.
scary.
Yeah.
that's a
But
different
I get it.
perspective.
So I was the drag husband back then, and now I'm the drag queen, and my new husband is the drag husband. But and also he does wigs. I mean,
Oh,
I
gorgeous.
don't have a husband at this time. I
no.
have to settle for minions and thralls.
But Diamante, what was the like most surprising thing for you doing drag?
Being adopted by me.
Well, that goes without saying.
One of the things that I performed a lot before doing drag. So
That helps.
the
A lot.
performance thing wasn't the surprising part. It's actually like once you're fully at those moments, fully in what you think fully what drag is,
Hmm.
and you completely immerse into a whole different dimension of who you are. You almost discover a whole nother person. And
Very
that's
true.
I think that's the most exciting part is like when you are done with the finishing product and you're in you're in tune with yourself. It's almost finding the divine femininity within yourself, and
Mm,
I
it
like that.
it
yeah.
helps you find almost like the balance between your masculinity and femininity.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
this alludes back to makeup, and Tony, you'll get this too. Right before I set up the camera and whatnot, we were in the kitchen, just doing the girlfriend thing, gossiping, and I brought up the fact that Tony, don't you dare even allude that this hasn't ever happened to you. Picture it. No, not Sicily.
Sicily, 1914.
Or in my case,
Mm,
a flight between Transylvania and Milan
mm,
on a broomstick. No, so anyway, but no, say here it is. It's who cares about the weather, but it's like the evening's done. And I mean really done. It's late. It's that time when it's late and early. Okay? You've just walked in the door.
mm.
Your feet are talking to you, and they have absolutely nothing nice to say.
No, no, no.
And you pull the wig off your head, and you walk into the bathroom. You're gonna go wash your face. You look in the mirror, and after all that trial and tribulation and aggravation, and your feet barking at you, you look in the mirror, and your face looks like you're just ready to walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't nowhere to go but to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I wish, why can't I just peel it off from the corner and put it on a wig head and put it right back on tomorrow night?
Like take a piece of saran wrap and put it on,
Exactly.
peel it off, and wait for tomorrow when you can just like take it and go like pat it back
You
on.
know, you know, you know what's fucked up? We're of three different age groups, but we all remember the Jetsons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That what a crock of shit. Because this is actually the time in which the Jetsons were depicted to live way back when. And now I concur. I am not living in a high rise on stilts miles above the Earth's surface. I do not have my own personal flying saucer. And I want to know where the fuck my robot housekeeper is.
Oh, well, they do have those vacuum cleaners, those that go around.
Right.
My son Bryce. We love him, Bryce Ethan Adonis. He's over for the weekend one night, and we're watching TV. This is just after I got this monstrosity of a TV. And he gets me to you bring up on YouTube why dog owners should not have Roombas.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't forgiven him for that. It was unfortunate. And then
But
I'm trying. I'm
we have
trying.
a question for Diamante from
Oh,
our viewers.
Oh, there
Uh,
we go.
from
Go ahead.
from Roberto Corona, he says, Diamante, what is your advice for people in their mid-30s that haven't performed and aren't really dancers? How do you captivate the audience?
well,
Big tits.
one of the things that I can say is that you don't need to be a professional dancer to be a drag queen. You have to have a personal aesthetic that is compatible to who you are as a person, and that really outshines, that really shows the best of who you are. And personally, so that you can be able to resonate that in your drag character. That compatibility is really what makes you an amazing drag queen.
Very
There's
true.
some people that use humor, there's some people that are conceptual, there's some people that are more artistic with makeup. There's all kinds of drag queens. Dancing is basically scratching surface of what drag really is. Drag is about being able to captivate the audience with just minimal movement.
Oh, look.
Drag is connecting with the audience when they when you grab the tips. um Drag is being able to host well. Drag is also being able to handle the production process accordingly, and also make everybody feel comfortable in the space. So drag is so much more than just dancing, and if you're capable of doing those things, you could do anything that you want.
And in answering Roberto's question, she's also just explained to everybody why I've adopted her.
There you go. There you
Cheers to you,
go.
my dear.
Thank
I,
you.
I mean, I mean, look at me. I didn't start doing drag until I was in my 50s. I mean,
Wow.
so
And you look amazing.
I know.
Well,
Oh,
well,
get this, get this. Because I do, all these YouTube videos of like doing my makeup. I've actually had a little company like reached out to me and they want to send me like makeup to review, like as
Oh, like a PR
promotional.
makeup. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know.
well, do you remember when I was saying out the press was I'm your drag mother?
Hmm.
Do you remember when I told you I've also been a drag nanny?
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm Tony's nanny.
Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
Our dear friend Shuletta Divine is her drag mother. I'm Tony's
yes.
drag nanny.
Yes. Oh, and
wow.
Roberto, he thanked you, Diamante, for
No
what he
problem,
did.
Roberto.
Roberto, we want to thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight.
Yes. Thank you so much. Say, Alexis,
Yes,
when when you first started and the performers that you knew
that
were
was sometime before speech replaced sign language.
exactly, but the performers who were, who called themselves female impersonators, did anyone do any kind of dancing even remotely like what?
I was not the only ballroom dancer. I believe it was Gita Gilmore, who's either a boyfriend or a cousin of hers or whatnot. They every so often would do a whole like Fred and Ginger routine from one of their famous movies.
Okay.
I mean, but that's just it because at that time, like today, if you go over a certain amount of time, you run the risk of losing your audience.
Very true.
But back then, it was different because back then, everything was highly produced. And also, you also have to
Yes.
remember, we're not rare and exotic anymore.
No.
Okay,
Throw a
even
stone and you hit a drag
back,
queen.
back then, even in the gay society, of course, there were drag shows, but they didn't happen every night. And if they did, it was brief leading up to a grand show at the weekend.
Mm,
We were still rare,
mm,
bordering bizarre, just because, I mean, out of the norm. Even in gay clubs, we were a rare feature. It was an event when there was a drag show.
mm.
Now drag shows are like dog do. Try not to step in one. Good luck.
True.
Especially, I mean, I was taught by bitches that never mind stoning with E6000. I wa- I was inspired by bitches who it would take them close to a year to hand stitch
Wow.
every bugle beat on the gown.
Oh,
Okay, and then by the time it was finished, you better stand up, light a match, and buy a case of champagne for that gown.
mm.
I mean, it was highly produced. There were production numbers. The costumes were like competitive. I dare say to compete with anything you've ever saw in Vegas or even in Hollywood. I mean, and when a drag show went on, it was an event. Even here in New York, it was an event. I mean, and then they got more commonplace as time went on. But then with the coming of RuPaul's Drag Race, I mean, now every little gay boy wants to grow up to be a drag queen. Really? You know, well, let me know how you feel after your first night in the shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know who did, and it's funny because high heels were originally created for men, not women.
That's right.
But whoever designed shoes today, I know two things about these people. They hate women and they hate shoes.
Very
They
true.
hate you. And it's not the big toe. And it's not the pinky toe. It's the three miserable fuckers in the middle going, help me.
Oh, and the pain in the ball of the foot. Oh,
Oh
Oh
my god,
my
like the
god.
center of the ball of the foot where it feels like it's pinched into a crease.
it feels like there's like a dagger being shot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It really
And
does.
then if somebody calls you the next night expecting you to get into high heels again,
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I suggest they sleep with their doors and windows locked that night. I was like, I'm going to show you something to do with a high heel that you never imagined.
the
But
worst is when you're in the high heels. It's like the end of the night. Everybody wants pictures with you. You're in such agony that you gotta smile and they take the
yeah,
picture.
but see, at that point, it's not really a smile, it's a fucking grimace.
It's a grimace.
You're like,
uh,
and you're like, I hate you. I hate you,
yes,
baby. I hate
yes.
any of your fucking descendants from 30 centuries from now. Die!
Oh,
But
oh, I have to ask this, Diamante.
Yeah.
How does a Puerto Rican queen become this Middle Eastern
oh yeah, you know what?
goddess?
She stole my question.
Oh.
Well,
Just
we don't
like
have
my
all night to wait for you
sister
to get to
stole
it,
my
okay?
husband. No, but that's a good question. How does a nice young Puerto Rican boy become a seductive Middle Eastern woman?
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting journey outside of I have actually three personas out
Oh,
of me.
Oh, you got to catch up.
I'm a
yeah.
part of
I can't tell you how many I have.
And then none of them get along.
so in my belly dancing community, I'm known as Sarha Abdul, um, which is a
So you
name.
do belly dance as a male as well as a drag queen.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Oh,
So
Tony, you've never seen a male belly dancer?
I think I have.
yeah, they're really amazing, and honestly, it's a small community of people, but we we often so really support each other. You know how usually when it comes to
Like
like,
drag queens used to be.
Used to
yeah,
be.
a lot of people like tend to put like rarities to compete against each other. In belly dance, we often so are just very kind to each other, which is the reason why my drag persona is Habibi, which is love.
Mm.
So
Not just any type of love,
the
that Habibi
Habibi kind
type of
of
love.
love.
But see, when I started doing drag, of course, drag queens are catty. I'm not going to sit up here and bullshit people. However, there was also a sisterhood.
Hmm.
I mean, granted, it was clicky, not like it is today, but it was clicky. But if somebody was your sister, they were your sister, not just when it was convenient
Yeah.
for them. I mean, you'd help each other with each other's wigs. I mean, everything. Like, say you're all part of a particular. The clique wasn't well. Oh well, I'm this one's friend. I'm that one's friend. The clique was basically the club you were attached to,
Mm.
and and any competition that did exist would be with a sister or a rival club. That doesn't mean nobody got along, but when it came close to that, like, monumental drag show, which is usually anywhere from a bi-monthly to an annual event.
Mm.
No, not like the little bar shows, but there was always a spectacular to look forward
Mm.
to. It was a family project. Everybody helped everybody, no matter how large or small the task. It's when I dare say there was indeed unity
Wow.
in the community. Something,
UNITY.
something that I just don't see existing today, and it's
Yeah.
sad.
And
Well, it still exists, but
At certain people's convenience.
yeah.
one of the things that I can say is that people need to also know that there's room for everybody.
Hmm.
Like,
Some
yes,
people wouldn't agree with you, dear. That's
there,
sad.
yeah, there's room for everybody, and there just because there are a million dancers or a million live singers or a million campy queens or a million conceptual drag queens, it does not mean that there's no space for you. Besides the persona and the aesthetic, there is an individual that is an individual, and you have something that no one else has, and you have to be able to mix that and put it in a blender. And
And I just say, I support and agree with what you're saying
mhm,
500%.
mhm,
Sadly, the general populace doesn't. And
mhm,
that's why I get so bent out of shape and I occasionally rant. And especially during this whole pandemic drama, I mean, I have actually called people that I don't particularly like and said, hey, look, I know we don't get along, but I got this, this, and this. Have you eaten? Are you hungry? Swing
mhm.
by. I mean, this is a time that at least I feel, where personal differences should be put aside. I mean, there were people dying from this pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Still
don't,
dying.
yeah, I don't care if you don't particularly like each other. Okay, I'm not asking you to take the person to bed and buy them a fur coat, but would it pain you to give them a couple of cans of soup and a roll of toilet paper? Would it really topple your empire to do that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is a time where even if you don't particularly care for somebody, this is a time when we need to prove, that we do have more common sense than the gods gave a billy goat and actually look out for each other, like someone or not.
Ooh,
This
very
is the type of situation where people need to pull together.
And one of the beautiful things that I can say that I learned out of being a person that was fresh doing drag in the pandemic, I got so many close sisterhoods because of that situation. We were forced to stick together.
You know what? Actually that's refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
yeah.
But funny enough, that's actually quite the opposite of what Tony and I experienced.
Oh,
I mean, Tony and I were always friends, but yeah, I mean, maybe Tony might disagree, but from what I've witnessed, I mean, I'm not going to say that the gals are out and out killing each other, but talk about everyone for themselves.
Mm.
yeah.
I mean, and in really, for lack of a better word, shitty ways. I mean, if you're going to be shady, fine. But if somebody looked out for you, at least put some shade on the shade.
Yeah.
Don't just like basically moon the person as you're passing them by. Am I right or wrong, Tony?
You're right. You're right.
I mean, granted, I mean, Stevie Wonder can see it, but at least try to have some discretion and some decorum.
Yeah. Just a
Oh,
modicum.
yeah, some modicum of an upbringing.
Decorum.
I don't even want to tell you about some photos I've seen lately. I mean, it comes under the heading of though it just can't be unseen.
I don't
My
know what you're referring to.
my get rich quick scheme now is to produce eye bleach. For when you've seen those things, it cannot be.
That cannot be unseen.
Just like, come on, we're all grown ups here. Even if it's not what you're looking for, we've all accidentally passed those adult sites to which we've sadly been exposed to the fact that some people should just never be naked.
They should shower with their clothes on.
Thank you. Yeah, Tony's heard me say this before. They should shower fully clothed. They should get the death penalty for disrobing. And actually, not too long ago, Tony and I were among those people.
Please, I still feel like that sometimes.
Well, you know what it is now when I walk past the plate glass window? Now I only cringe a little bit instead of totally recoiling in horror. Yeah, I used to be an ox, and now I'm just a horse. So, but sweetie.
So, what is the future for Diamante Habibi? You're taking the Manhattan by storm. What do you want? Where do you see your drag going? What do you want to do?
We just discussed this, didn't we, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, now you can tell the world.
Well, a lot of the I guess more recent people within my generation, all of them want to go on RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't
Why?
Want,
other than the $100,000, why?
That one person will get only one.
We were talking about that too because I said, like, go ahead.
Only one person gets to win, absolutely.
Yes.
But also, the contract is
the contracts
it's like being a house arrest.
It's completely like unreal. Like and I want to be a person that is able to express myself
and
to
I'm
be able
not
to
a rule follower. I never.
How I wish, yeah. And I believe that I have the talent to be able to make it to where I want to go.
But see, here's the beauty of it. If you have the talent, you don't need some old biddy TV show to get you where you need to be.
Yeah, and I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, some of the judges that have judged me and polished the queen went on the show.
I think the concept is great. Okay, and there's a lot of great points about it, but the downside is bringing us into the limelight was all hotsy totsy lollipops. But could it have just been a cameo?
Mm.
We were brought so far out that it's taken the mystery out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say all the fun, but a good part of it.
Yeah.
We were once revered. We were rare. We were considered exotic entertainment. Well, not the same type of exotic, but a drag show, even in the gay community, was something to look forward to. You put it on your calendar.
Right.
Now it's like
they have a franchise for every country.
Now, come on, drag bingo, drag competitions, drag brunch,
drag Spain, drag UK.
Come on! You know what? It's gonna get to the point where a drag queen is gonna be pumping your gas, the disco light above the pump. It's gotten to the point where it's common.
Mm.
It's no longer rare. It's no longer exotic. It's definitely, we lost all the taboo points. I mean, now it's amazing if you don't see a drag queen.
Right.
I mean, it's like seeing a drag queen was the next best thing seeing a UFO.
And some of them actually look like they came out of the ship.
And some of them, either their dress or their shoes were big enough to be the ship. That was a very
so nice.
But seriously, it wasn't just an adventure to see a drag queen. It was an adventure to be a drag queen.
True.
Now it's just like, this guy puts on his suit and tie. That guy puts on his hazmat suit and his mask. That guy puts on his cashier's robe and he's got the extra tape. We get out the makeup and put on the wig. Yep. It's all on the same level now.
It's true.
It's like, this one grabs their briefcase, I grab my makeup box. What's the difference?
True.
Mhm.
So Diamante, you don't want to do Drag Race.
No, I don't.
Good. What do you
Um,
want to do?
what I now this is where it comes in. I don't want to
Yes.
do
Dun,
drag
dun,
race.
dun.
I want to choreograph drag race.
Oh, that's
Have
a
a
Because
good
better
gig.
idea. Why don't you choreograph an event of your own in the same time slot as Drag Race?
that's a tough pill to swallow.
It's worth doing. It's worth doing right.
Very
Because
true.
no, because seriously, Drag Race, we were already on the map. Drag Race, whereas some people, well, this is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Not everybody will agree with me, and I respect those that don't. But this is how I feel about it. Um, Drag Race pulled us too far out into the limelight.
Mm.
No
I
pun
feel that
intended.
Drag Race stripped us of our mystery.
Mhm.
I mean, we were rare, we were exotic. It's like picture taking an animal that at noon was an endangered species, and by dinner time, you've got every exterminator in town
Yeah, it's
hunting.
like an infestation of cockroaches.
Exactly. Does that make sense, Tony?
Yes, it does.
Thanks.
It really
At
does.
noon, we were an endangered species,
Right.
and by dinner time, what's a cockroach?
Right.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
By dinner time, you'd have looked forward to having roaches. That's like, oh, I don't got a problem with the roaches. Some damn drag queens.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happened. Seriously. We have a drag queen infestation.
Exactly. So, Diamante, though, do you want to host your own shows? Maybe have
Definitely.
like your own like like a weekly gigs, anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely want to have my own show because I have something unique to offer. There's also not a lot of although I am a Latin representation, my drag persona is a representation more to the Middle Eastern culture. Now the one of the things that I had thought about deeply before getting into drag was a lot of things now are about cultural inappropriation.
Right.
A lot
Right.
of things are like it.
If I hear the initials PC one more time.
Yeah. So one of the things that I was more concerned about was how people would receive Diamante once people know she's not Arabic.
Right.
Um, but I'm not saying that I'm the queen of Egypt. I'm
But who
saying that
cares? She's
I'm
not a
the,
woman either.
exactly.
People get, no, you know what? Please, you know what? I, I
They
am,
get twisted.
I am so done, not finished, done with everybody's self righteous butthurt
Right.
that they don't really have reason or right to have.
Right.
Because the moment you close your eyes and turn your back, whatever it was they're bitching about, they're doing it double time.
Right. Now, because for instance, if somebody who were to say to you, Diamante, oh, you can't be Diamante Habibi because that's cultural appropriation, and then if you stop doing it, well, then there's no representation of
Exactly.
Middle Eastern culture
You
in
know what? It's
drag.
funny because I can bring that right back to drag.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently, and it's the first time in my entire career, I posted a video. Although considering who the artist and who the song was attached to, I get it. But I posted a video, and it was silence. However, for the time this song came out, you know, as long as you post, I don't want to hear, and YouTube says it, Facebook, I don't want to hear, even if you post, you don't own the rights to this music, it can still be copyright infringement. Kiss, listen up.
Uh,
My ass hurts. kiss it, make it better. Because I would say 8 out of 10 times, it's drag performers still keeping those songs alive. Because if they
Right.
weren't done in drag shows, you wouldn't hear them at
It's so
all.
true.
And most of the pop artists are influenced by drag. So
Half of those heavy metal hair bands you see are borderline drag shows to begin
Oh
with.
yeah, yeah, so true. Especially
So,
those the metal hair band guys from the '80s. Oh my lord! Like
you'd be,
some of
now,
those
what's
guys, the
fucked up?
makeup they had on.
As young as they were back then, because of the product, you'd be surprised how many of them were actually wearing wigs.
mm.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But they weren't wearing lace fronts because, well, not only were they incredibly expensive, but they weren't commonplace. Like you just walk in and buy one like you can now.
No.
I mean, basically what they did, and it's an old drag trick. When I still had a full head of hair, because I'm loath to admit, but not a shame, but no shame in my game. Beneath my wig, I used to impersonate Diana Ross without a wig. Now, beneath my wigs, my hair is so thin I can read my own mind. But the thing is, it's an old drag trick. What we would do is we would set the wig anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch behind our hairline and basically tease and torture our hair into the wig, creating the illusion that the whole shebang was growing out of our heads.
Mm.
Right.
So now that time has come, my dear darling daughter, bring me the axe! Diamante, dear, where do we find the fabulous Diamante Habibi on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Diamante Habibi, and you can follow me on Facebook. It's actually my regular boy name, Joel Feliciano. And in my Facebook, you'll also see a lot of my belly dancing influences. My drag mother, my belly dance mother is
Good save.
Shoshana Visual. She was a part of the golden era in the belly dancing community.
Well, now, wait. But now, before we go, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Either on any type of social media, will we see you belly dancing both in and out of drag?
Yeah,
Alrighty then.
you could if you want to see me dance in and out of drag. You can follow me on Facebook, Joel Feliciano.
Well, alrighty then. Well, Diamante, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
us.
having me.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Thank
And
you,
even
Tony.
if she's not the guest, you'll see her in the backgrounds here and there. She's my daughter. Now go sit over there.
Thank
Get
you,
out of my
Tony.
screen. No. Thanks, sweetie.
Now, Alexis, we do have to mention, of course, as I said, the
Mention
'80s
what?
show
No,
is
you're right. The
going to be
80s show
rescheduled.
is in the process. The Imperial Court of New York, of which Tony and I are both members, the totally awesome '80s show, an event to which you would attend and see all of your favorite '80s music and even some of your favorite '80s performers
Hmm.
replicated before your very eyes, and to benefit the Tyler Clementi Foundation, which is to eradicate cyberbullying and bullying in general and
Right.
ensure needs eradication.
Hmm.
And yeah, we were going. We thought we were going to be able to do it on April 24th, but there was a glitch. But we're planning on a date not too terribly far in the future.
Yes.
And on the bright side, the weather will be very pleasant, but not too hot and definitely not too cold.
Yes.
And
Even
further,
before that, even before that, we have a very big event that everybody's talking about here on Long Island.
well, there was a time not too long ago I had the pleasure of hosting an event with Toni Homeperm, and now the fabulous Madison Mansfield is hosting that very event with her, and I'm privileged to be one of the performers. The annual the Long Island Gay Man's Chorus Cabaret,
The drag cabaret.
the drag cabaret, and I believe this year we're going to show that Broadway is a drag.
Broadway is a drag. All Broadway numbers. Yes, it's going to be fabulous. I'm so
And some
excited.
numbers that are Broadway that you didn't even know were.
More Broadway.
Well, they're kind of like recent entries, you know.
Yes.
But
Hey,
then
they were
again,
on Broadway.
but then
They
again,
were there.
Tony,
They were
at
before.
our ages, what the hell would we know about recent entries?
Yeah, really. I'm very excited because Danny and I are working on a very special duet for the show.
You mean ours will be the only duet?
It won't be the only one.
Oh, I'd like to say I was shocked and appalled, but
Well, I
this,
usually always do Danny and I, we always usually do a duet.
yeah, but also, who would ever believe that I was ever shocked or appalled?
Yeah, really.
Petered maybe, but never appalled.
No. So,
Although,
and I'm very excited. You know what I like? I like that we do very special events. I really do.
you know what I like? The fact that my past experiences with the Long Island's Gay Men's Chorus, just a nice bunch of fellas, very accommodating, talented, but just really great guys who
They're
care about
wonderful,
the community
wonderful guys.
around
They
them.
really are. Yes.
I mean, we need more people like that.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then, of course, there's Toni Homeperm. She's okay, I guess. No,
Meh,
actually, no, actually,
meh.
Toni is actually, I'm loath to admit this, even though she is really a bitch. When nobody's looking, she's also one of the sweetest, kindest people you'll ever live with and see. That's how we
I
know.
try. I try.
Yeah. But actually, you know what it is? I think the bitch comes through her drag persona. I think it's that. I think it's just trying to channel a little bit too much of me at moments.
Well, I do.
I'm
Your sister
trying.
doesn't have it me
I'm
now.
trying to give you a plausible defense here,
Yeah.
girl.
I mean, your sister doesn't have it me now, so
Pardon me?
your sister doesn't have it me now, so there is, you know.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And it's funny too because I was just thumbing through my spell book earlier today. Oh, but no, not for an exorcism. That would be too easy,
Oh, too
too
easy,
mundane.
too easy.
But be careful, Toni, because like I said, she told me on a podcast she was sleeping with my wig maker.
I know the nerve,
I'm like, oh, you better be careful because
the
Toni Holmberg's
audacity.
sleeping with them too.
How dare she? How dare she?
Oh, that's just it, Toni. You don't know.
I
I
know.
tried to warn you, but you two didn't listen.
I know.
She dares.
I know.
She dares very easily.
Yes.
See, she's really no match for me, but it's nice.
She tries. She tries.
Oh, she does.
She
But you know
tries.
what? There's been other queens who have also tried it with me. And I allow them to kind of enjoy themselves. But see, they're going to catch me the wrong way one evening. And, well, basically, not while I look like this and they look like that. I mean, and not for nothing, have I cheated? Yeah, I've had work done. But some of us have it and make it pay. Others can't even give it away. No, but for the most part, I mean, though, but no. I mean, Toni, we're blessed. We know a lot of great people. We work with a lot of great entertainers, and as far as, like anything else, oh, my brother Damien. Hey, Damie. Dr. Damien Stone from Florida. Fabulous gentleman. Fabulous family. But just like everything and everywhere else, there's always a couple of bad apples that spoiled the bunch.
Very true.
Oh, but then again, what do I know about apples other than how to make pie? Well, on that note, I'll just have to disappear into the vapor and leave Toni to wonder what color gonna go on the wall next?
I'm, I'm just gonna sit back and see what color the wall gonna turn.
Yeah. By this time next week, I think Tony Homeperm shall be the major shareholder in Orville Redenbach.
Gotta get that popcorn.
Everybody, uh, and I take the total heat for this. I have not booked a guest star as of yet,
Oh, that's all
but
right.
I have quite a few in mind and who are
Mhm.
interested. But not a week from today, but 2 weeks today, in one way, shape, or form or another, we shall be back and ready to once again have a lot of fun. And from Tony and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Oh, wait, Diamante, come back here a second. You don't have to come all the way back, just need your voice. Diamante, darling,
Mhm.
we forgot to ask you a question.
Sure.
Are you naughty
Naughty?
or are you
Very
nah?
nice.
I think that it depends on the day. I think I could be a little. I think
She's
I'm
a
more
fucking
nice.
diplomat.
I think I'm nice. I think I'm nice.
I don't
Oh,
think you
good.
understand the question, dear. Remember what I told you about speaking fluent gay?
Mhm.
See, you could be nice,
Mhm.
or you could be nice,
Nice.
girl. There's nothing nice
Nice.
about being nice.
Nice.
Like, say, somebody you really love and respect got a brand new car. Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
The bitch you can't stand. Some trick bought her a Bob Mac account. Oh, that's so nice.
So nice.
I see.
And I'm going to ask you this again. Are you naughty or are you nice?
You could consider me naughty because I'm not
Oh,
nice.
she is my daughter. But the thing is, in order to be nice, you have to be naughty.
True.
And see, that's just it. Because even though I am the outwardly naughty one, the real gist of it is, no matter how you peel a car, slice it, and dice it, it's a shit show. But it's a fun shit show, and we have fun doing it.
True.
But if it's naughty or nice, put it this way. Either way, Santa ain't coming to your house. However, St. Trick might.
Hmm.
Tony remembers St. Trick.
Saint Tricholas, yes.
Mhm. In the meantime, I think it might be about time for me to take my Benita.
Bone density is so important to a drag queen.
I'll go scratch your ass with a broken bottle. You bitch!
Me?
Every, yeah, you. Everybody,
I was only thinking of her skeletal health.
Tony,
Wouldn't want those bones turning into brittle eggshells, now would we?
Tony, I, I, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna fucking do it. On behalf of myself, the ever naughty Alexis Flame, and now that you know the true definition, the nice Tony
Tony
Homeperm.
Homeperm.
So now you all know he is a bitch. See, I told you I'd prove it. It was just a matter of time. Everybody, we want to thank you again for tuning in with us and basically making it all the more easy for us to just have a lot of fun doing what we do.
And we'll be back. Next episode is March 10th with a surprise guest.
A surprise guest.
It's a surprise to us, too.
The surprise will be if we have a guest star.
Yeah.
But no, but everybody, April 2nd, you simply must come see Broadway is a Drag. Otherwise, I'll have to fuel up my broomstick and I might have to come and live with you.
Yes. And tickets are available at www.ligmc.org.
Oh, wait, Diamante, come back. I forgot a very important thing.
Oh, what'd you forget?
I had a gift for Diamante.
Oh, a
Oh,
gift.
Yes, a gift that Tony Homeperm can tell you how to acquire.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to give Diamante her very own Naughty or Nice
Oh,
eyeshadow
wonderful.
palette,
Eyeshadow palette, yes.
autographed by the naughty Alexis Flame and the nice Tony Homeperm, who happens to have better penmanship than me. I'm getting a fucking rubber stamp.
thank you guys so much.
Enjoy it.
Thank you for being on the show with us. And once again, everybody, on behalf of Tony and myself, thank you so much. And we do look forward to seeing anyone in earshot of this podcast at Broadway is a Drag on April 2nd. Tony, where exactly is the venue, sweetie?
Oh, it's located at the VFW in Sayville, 400 Lakeland Ave.
And just think, you'll even see me wearing a costume that shows off my weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, thanks again. And until then, remember, you could be naughty or you could be good night. And oh, by the way, be on the lookout for the horror G for the return yet again. Naughty nightmares.
Good night.